Spurge here, and in this video we are going to break down the new REV'IT Redhill gloves. So these are coming in around the $120 price point. These are going to be aimed more at that cafe, V-twin, a little bit of a loud graphic on this, so a little bit of a loud rider in mind, if you will. From a functionality standpoint, going to work with pretty much any of the street bikes that you could possibly imagine. And then just whether or not this kind of a louder graphic works with your aesthetic. It's also going to be about, I'd say, 2 to 3 season in functionality. Something you can use in the spring, throughout the summer, and then into the fall. Just keep in mind, the only real perforation we're seeing on this glove is on the inside of the fourchettes. So if you are somebody that typically runs pretty hot, there's not a lot of perforation or mesh on the back of this glove with its full leather construction. So just keep that in mind when you are thinking about seasonality. So if this glove is a little bit too loud for you, you could check out the Monster 3. Very similar fit and style and feel. It's just that with the Monster 3, you're just getting that traditional all black glove without the loud graphics that you'll see here. I have the red, white, and blue on my hand. There's also the black and the yellow. Not a very high vis yellow, more of a mustard, kind of a subdued. But when we're thinking about the Redhill, again, a bit of a flashier glove for a flashier rider. From a fitment standpoint, the Redhill is continuing what I really liked about the Monster 3, getting back to that REV'IT fit that just kind of works. Historically, over the past year or so, or maybe 2 years or so, 2 generations, we've seen the REV'IT gloves get a little bit too narrow in the fingers. They're definitely back to a finger that's much more comfortable, really focusing on the overall fit. Sizes will range from a small to a 3XL. I measured my hand and used REV'IT size chart. I measured my hand right around like 9.5 inches, which put me right between an extra large and a 2XL. I sized up to the 2XL and it fits me absolutely perfectly. So if you find yourself between sizes on the size chart, would definitely recommend sizing up, and you should get a glove that fits you pretty well, darn spot on. Also keep in mind, because this is a full goat skin construction for this, a little bit of cowhide in the back of the hand, but the main palm on this is going to be a drum-dyed goat. It's going to break in really nicely. So if it fits just a little bit snug when you first get it, just keep in mind that this glove will break in perfectly. So when we talk about the construction of the palm, like I said, drum-dyed goat in the palm. What I like about goat is you're getting all that protection of a bovine leather, but a bit thinner of a leather, so much more comfortable for tactile feedback for using the controls on your motorcycle. There is also a PWR, which is a proprietary material from REV'IT, just extra abrasion resistance on the inside of this for the palm. Now, as we work our way down the back of the hand, REV'IT logo at the back of the hand, bit of a mid cuff to this, a little bit of accordion stretch at the back here. Now, this is where we get into some of that cowhide. Just a bit of a nitpick here on the design. You can see kind of buckling with the cowhide, but again, very minor nitpick there. You are getting the TPU knuckle at the back, covered in leather, so it really works from a styling standpoint. Extra bits of padding and foam at the 3 fingers, so your index finger, your middle finger, and your ring finger, along with accordion stretch there in case you're using all 3 fingers to clutch. I'm more of a 2-finger clutch and brake guy, but you have accordion stretch over those 3 fingers. As we take a look at the inside here, the one thing to note, no outside protection on the pinky, so would have loved to have seen just a little bit of leather covering the seam on the pinky on this. Again, going for a little bit more of a lifestyle look, so maybe this is a little bit more of a low speed glove, but I would say that, you know, if you are getting up on the highway and stuff like that, it's just always nice to have a little bit of an outseam coverage with the pinky. You are getting touch tech at the index and the thumb, so you can zoom in, zoom out with one hand, and then just a reinforced palm slider. Just some padding, not a hard palm slider. Again, really focused on a combination of comfort and protection with style kind of leading the charge. But what I like about this is that this whole extra covered, the whole extra palm coverage here with the extra leather is done in an actual suede leather. Very, very soft, comfortable feel to that. And then bit of stretch where you're getting it on. If I had one other final kind of a minor nitpick, is that the Velcro doesn't seem to line up perfectly. So if you were to just pull it over completely straight, it doesn't necessarily hit the Velcro. You kind of have to kind of pull down a little bit to line the Velcro up with the pull. I like that there's an extra pull here for getting this on and off. But all things considered, you know, this is really what we're seeing as a continuation of REV'IT's, you know, return to form for the reason that we like so many of their gloves. The fit is fantastic. The style is a little bit flashy and loud if you like that. Full leather construction coming in around that $120 price point. This is going to be a great all-around glove for street use with a little bit of flash and pizzazz to it. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about this glove, or maybe you want to hear what other riders have to say, you can always click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. You can read other rider reviews from folks that are already putting the Redhill through its paces. Or if you're not sure as to which motorcycle gloves are right for you and your riding style, you can always reach out to one of our customer service reps. They can walk you through different gloves available to make sure that you find the right pair to match up with your riding style as well as your price point. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the REV'IT Redhill gloves. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.